Welcome everyone. Today we simulate a battle between a squad of human soldiers and our 4 heroes. We have a ranger, a paladin, a fighter, and a wizard facing off against about 10 human soldiers. We have 2 spearmen, 2 militia, 1 sergeant, 1 lieutenant, 1 standard bearer, 2 billmen, and 1 archer, 1 arbalister, and 1 captain. All of them having different abilities and different strengths and different weaknesses. We're fighting in a busy town square in the streets. You can bring this into your adventure easily. Maybe after your players do a heist, or maybe a lord puts a bounty on your heroes, puts out an arrest for them, and our heroes are forced to fight off the army. Here we see one of the spearmen charge forward. Now I designed this spearman, I designed this entire combat encounter, and I can walk you through it step by step, going through each of the design merits for each of these units. For example, the spearman that just charged in, he's a defensive unit. He's there to lock down our heroes. If you're interested, check out my channel, just scroll down, click the Frosty Austin button, take a look at the videos. I show you how to craft the factions, I show you how to craft the city map, I show you how to craft the automated shops and the guilds and all the different elements that you need to bring this into your adventure if you're interested. Here we see our spearmen charge in, and their job is to lock down our heroes. They're there to grip them in their place so that our heroes can't move in and assassinate and just destroy the leadership that stands behind our army. Next we see the sergeant. He's going to charge up there. He's a frontline martial unit, and he has a special leadership bonus that he can activate on his turn. He can't do it because he's dashing. Now we see each of our guys bringing in, and we see the lieutenant. He's a junior officer, and he's going to get right into the fray. Now here's the critical turn. We have our wizard. In almost every single adventure, our players will choose some kind of magician, and there's the good old classic fireball. They're going to absolutely decimate some of those soldiers. Luckily, it wasn't too bad. Of course, the spearmen took some damage, but you can see the militia, the lieutenant, the sergeant, they're okay. But still, that wizard is now priority number 1. As soon as our army units can reach through that fighter and that paladin, they're going to be all over that wizard. Will they survive? Will they emerge victorious? Place your bets now in the comment section below. Just scroll down, put a bet in there. I would say that the players are going to win, because he has 1 more fireball, and if he can land the right kind of fireball, if he can roll high, maybe he can roll, let's say 30 or 40 or maybe 20. If he can get all of those guys in 1 fireball, he'll win. If he can't, then it's going to be a really tough fight. We'll have to find out what happens. Now we can see here the billman. You might not be familiar with what a billman is, but think about a person that carries a halberd, except it's a cheaper version of a halberd. A billman is kind of like a pike with a hook at the end, where you can pull cavalry down off of their horses. And that's what a billman is. It's an old-fashioned way of saying it. Now we see that the spearman's going to retreat. You know, the army doesn't throw away lives. Even though they put people in danger, they're not going to throw them away. So after people get wounded, it's expected that you're going to pull back and retreat. Alright. So our ranger's going to use his hunter's mark. He's going to fire off 2 arrows. 1 misses, 1 hits. He's going to use his Colossus Slayer as well to deal a little extra damage. Now that militia unit, he's an attacking force. He usually tries to charge back there and disrupt the ranger, disrupt the wizard. But you can see that our players are pretty smart here. The ranger is ducking into the alleyways, ducking into cover. Our wizard is moving back as far as he can, and we're going to see if he can get away or not. Now, Paladin and the fighters doing a great job. They're standing there, they're tanking. If they weren't tanking correctly, if they weren't zoning off those spearmen and those sergeants from getting in, oh my goodness, they would be absolutely destroyed. That wizard would be history, and he wouldn't even have a chance to do another fireball. But it looks like he's going to have 1 chance here. 1 chance to do something. We'll find out if he can do it or not. And yeah, next is going to be our standard bearer. Our standard bearer has the special regroup ability, which means he can order. He's a junior officer. He can order some of his men to pull back and use a reaction to move back toward the standard bearer. And then during his turn, the the spearman that went back to the standard bearer, he decided to withdraw because he's just so wounded. He's covered in wounds. He's bleeding out. He can't do it anymore. And there it is, a good old-fashioned divine smite, absolutely destroying that militia. Is it going to kill him? Oh, no, that's a high roll. Boom. Now the militia's job is to get breach through the flanks of the adventuring party and then take down the wizard. Now we can see that they failed. They weren't able to get through. So that wizard is going to have a chance to make a difference. And the fighter is still preserving his action surge. He's still keeping it in reserve. Less is still up, causing these attacks from our players to have increased potency. Now we're going to see here one of the abilities for the lieutenant. The lieutenant has a multi-attack, but he also has the take cover and the commander strike ability. It's similar to a battle master where he can designate one of his subordinates to make an attack on their turn using their reaction, and he gets a damage bonus. He goes and he orders the sergeant to take an attack, and we can see that the sergeant's attack got an extra 1d6 damage, which was pretty nice. It knocked out that bless, so now our heroes no longer have bless. Here it is. What is that wizard going to do? Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that's gotta be... The wizard dropped a fireball on the entire human squad and destroyed them. He must have dealt at least 100 damage. That's crazy. Oh my goodness. But now we're gonna have to pick up where we left off. The wizard's out of level 3 spells. The human squad still about 40% strength. They have enough forces, I think, to still surround and kill maybe 1 or 2 people, maybe 3. It's difficult to say. The narrow streets, I might offer a choke point, maybe retreating into the alleyway. And we can't forget that the Arbalister is still back there, still like a sniper. He's going back and he's going to be picking up our heroes. If they can manage to land a hit, the Arbalister has a special ability that gives him a +5 damage bonus. So a few shots here and there, boom, our heroes are done. Now we can also see that there are a series of icons above each of our monsters. That informs us of the abilities on them. So for example, this militia, he has the Hunter's Mark, but he also has the leadership bonus. That's from the captain. The captain provides a leadership bonus to our soldiers. You see there's another bandit, the red one. That's the lead from the front ability. That's what the sergeant does. He leads from the front and he gives a damage bonus and an on-hit attack bonus. Very effective, as long as they're close to him, as long as he can see the sergeant lead. Now we see the Bill Hook. He's coming in with his ranged attacks, dealing some serious damage. Of course, the archer is going to target that wizard. He is the best. That's his job. He's supposed to target the high priority threats. It's really unfortunate that Xana, our pivotal, our decisive wizard, has the shield ability. He's really using her spells to maximum effect. Here comes the captain. He's going to be coming in, firing off his arrows. 3 shots. He wants to maintain a centralized point so the leadership bonus is spread out through the entire squad. But going back to our spearmen, they're withdrawing, they're retreating. So let's say that they head into a building or they head into an alleyway and they got out of there. No need to worry about them anymore. Our ranger's going to pop out of the alleyway. He's going to go ahead and move his Hunter's Mark off of the dead creature onto someone new. He's going to fire off a few arrows from his longbow. He's going to target that billman. Without a shield, the billman's easier to hit, and so that's one of the weaknesses of carrying a two-handed weapon. Hunter's Mark is going to do its thing. Colossus Slayer is going to do its thing. And oh, the billman is so close to death. He survives though. He survives to fight another day. He has 1 health left. And he's the standard bearer. He can't do anything. Our spearman's withdrawing. Here comes our paladin. What will he do? Best plan is probably to take out the sergeant. If you manage to kill the leadership, you eliminate the leadership bonuses that the sergeant, the lieutenant, the captains give. The problem is that they're such a stronger unit that it takes a long time to eliminate them. So it's this constant balancing act of destroying the low the low priority units, the damage dealers. That's the billmen, the archers, the arbalisters, versus killing the leadership. If you kill the soldiers, then they won't have any damage, but it takes longer. If you kill the leadership, then the soldiers won't be as damaged, won't deal as much damage. But unfortunately, the leadership is so strong, it's tanky. It's difficult to say. What would you do? Oh, here comes our, whoa, great, wow, really powerful spear attack here, 14 damage, skewering Randall. Alright, I think we're going to go with the web ability from the wizard. Try to web up the enemy soldiers. And let's see how many saves. Only the sergeant fails, so the sergeant is restrained now. There it is. Randall's throwing a few attacks. He has that extra attack, so he has another one. Oh, the lieutenant's on death's door. Our Arbalister is still trying to snipe. Unfortunately, he's going to have the Kuroscar Paladin's going to have a half-cover bonus. Because, you know, the traveling arc, the fire arc for a crossbow is actually very flat. So because our units are in the way and the projectile path is very flat, we got to give him cover. It makes sense. It's fair. And here comes another shield. Oh, this time it wasn't enough. Gets hit. Oh, and the other one misses. So our wizard's holding up well against that one archer. They should really invest in more archers and more arbalisters in their squads. That might help. But it makes sense in the city environment to have less archers and less arbalisters, because you're in such a constrained environment where chokeholds and narrow alleyways that you wouldn't have the sightlines you need to fully use archers and arbalisters. That's why this squad is appropriate for this situation. If we're out in the road, then they might have 2 archers and 2 arbalisters, but here in the city it makes more sense to have more melee units. Alright. So next up we have our ranger, and he's going to snipe that lieutenant. He's just going to try to get rid of him. I did the hunter's mark a little early, but it won't matter if I hit. And I managed to hit, so that's good. Yeah, he's gone. Oh man, what if he kills the sergeant? He's going to fire off an arrow at the sergeant. Oh, he did a fair amount. He did the Colossus Slayer. Oh, wow. 1 arrow to the lieutenant, 1 arrow to the sergeant. That's the leadership. They're gone. Standard Bear is going to jump in. Standard Bear actually has a sword with his banner. He's going to try to fight with that sword. And we know there's a problem. We know there's a problem when the Standard Bear is fighting. That's when your squad is truly desperate. And these soldiers are desperate for sure. The only 2 people left standing that are still in the fight are the captain and the archer. I guess the arbalister as well, but he's kind of in the background. Oh, now our wizard's opening up with some scorching rays, trying to kill that standard bearer. 1 scorching ray goes out, it hits. 2nd one misses. Oh, I think I threw through. That was the 3rd one that hit or missed. I think there's 2 hits, 1 miss. Oh my goodness! Yep, the fighter takes him down with a critical. He's gone, and now he's going in for that archer. And fumbled. He misses. Alright, Arbalister's still there, still in cover. Arbalister's more so for defense, and that's why he has to remain still. You notice I'm not moving him in. He has a drawback of his increased damage is that he has to remain stationary as he uses his hand crank to draw back the heavy draw weight of his arbalist. That's why he has to remain still. Archer's got to run away. It makes perfectly natural. My goodness. When you're facing off against the fighter that could behead you. The captain's going to go and he's going to try to take out that wizard. Unfortunately, that wizard is too strong, or too evasive. Alright, now everyone's going to shift their attack back on the captain. I don't think she's going to make it. Only question is whether or not Xana survives or not. The question is maybe 1 person goes down, maybe 2. And they said that this was a deadly encounter, like a double, triple deadly encounter. But look at this. This is the power of AoE spells. They turn the tide of these battles so much. And I bet you that this would have been such a much easier fight if our players had created a choke point for the human soldiers to come into. My goodness. They wouldn't have even taken any casualties. No one would have gone down. Alright, here our wizard casts his invisibility on himself, and he is just gone. And that is the last shred of hope taken away from from these soldiers. They're gone now. The archer's getting hunted down. The arbalister can't do anything. He's alone. Everyone else has run away. The captain is on death's door. It is practically over. Now, if you want to learn how to create this amazing encounter, please check out our videos. I'll walk you through it step by step. I'll show you all the abilities. I'll show you all the features, all the merits. I'll explain why I designed it that way, the historical context between each decision, and how it affects the fun. How it affects the fun factor of D&D. Man, this adventure was fantastic. Of course, our captain is going to try to run away, but she's gonna experience an opportunity attack here. Oh my goodness, she even gets hit. Oof, 5 damage. But she's running, and that's all she can go. A few arrows to the back. A dishonorable move, but one that we must make. Oh, that's a hit. Hunter's Mark deals a little. Colossus Slayer. Oh, Colossus Slayer misses. Oh, the death save from Kursk is a failure. He is down. He's gone. Now we see Santa coming in, using that final fireball or firebolt to finish off. Oh my goodness, it hits too. Finish off the captain. The captain's done, and the fight is over. Thank you very much for watching, folks. It's been a pleasure. I'll catch you in the next video. Have a great one.